Hello and welcome to Brand Builders. In this short educational webinar, we're going to cover the various types of promotions and events that our agency completes throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. As part of the Brand Builders team, you're going to see a wide variety of events, and we want you to understand all that goes into how we built the best agency on the East Coast. We're looking forward to having you be a part of our team. So what is a brand builder? So a brand builder is a person who's contagious, who wants to share his or her enthusiasm and brand knowledge. Brand builders are the face of the brands we represent, and we bring them to life through consumer interaction. At the end of the day, all people who work for brand builders are articulate, intelligent, dedicated, responsible, and attractive. We take this to be very serious, and that's why we are the #1 agency on the East Coast. So simply put, our mission is that we are committed to exceeding clients' expectations by consistently delivering the highest quality, results-oriented services, utilizing articulate, dedicated, and responsible tasters and brand ambassadors who possess the utmost in professionalism, consummate brand knowledge, and who positively impact consumers at all points of distribution, delivering measurable sales results. Our clients recognize brand builders as the forethinker in our industry and innovators in the marketplace. We embrace our core mission: engage, motivate, and sell. Brand builders, we are how you build a brand. So in this webinar, we're going to cover a few things. We're going to start with an overview of the liquor industry to understand how this entire puzzle is put together. We're going to talk about the welcome email. We're going to walk you through how to schedule and accept contracts, how to deal with emergencies, guidelines for execution of your events, the actual execution on the premise site, and then the compensation structure. So let's get started. The liquor industry in a nutshell is what's called a 3-tier system. So you have suppliers, distributors, and the on and off premise accounts. And what happens is each segment of the industry has its own responsibilities and own pieces of the law. Brand Builders is connected to all three in that we work directly with suppliers to contract with them to manage their events. We then work with the distributors to make sure that the product is purchased, that point of sale is delivered, and the events are executed. And then we work with the on and off premise accounts to make sure that those events are flawless. So we're connected to all three components of this 3-tier system. So let's talk about the types of events that you're going to be able to do for brand builders. First, you're going to hear what are called on-premise events. And that means simply that the alcohol is to be consumed on the premises. Mostly these are going to be bars and restaurants. We also have off-premise events. Typically these are done in liquor stores, and in Virginia they're done in grocery stores. Off-premise means that the product is purchased there and consumed at another location. Everything else we do falls into the category of a special event. Trade shows, golf tournaments, concerts, running festivals, sporting events, wine festivals, all of those types of events qualify as special events, and you'll see those throughout your time with us as well. So when we begin, you're going to receive a welcome email from Brand Builders. It's very important to save this email because it's going to have your introduction to management and all the contact information for your assigning contract manager. You'll have a user identification number that you'll use to log into the app, and that is your ID for everything. You're also going to receive directions on how to download the app to your device, whether it's iOS or Android. You'll also receive at this point instructions how to utilize our shared network drive, which will allow you to access all the information you need regarding brands, point of sale, and other brand builders guidelines. Scheduling is the lifeblood of our platform, and it's really important for you to remember this one piece of information. Communication is everything. You'll receive an email or text from our staff asking if you're available at a certain date or a time or a place. This is us reaching out to you to see if you might be a good fit for an event that we're trying to staff. Even if you know that you can't work the assignment, it's important that you let us know what your availability is for this particular request. Even if you say no, that's just as important information for us as saying yes that you love to staff the event. When you do say yes, you're going to confirm your availability for the contract assignment, and then that assignment will populate in the Brand Builders app. All the details that you need to execute this app at the event are located in the app, and you'll see everything you need in one place. Your manager's phone number and text, what brands you're going to be representing, the venue, and everything else that goes on in terms of time and place. You're going to accept the contract through the app as well. In this case, you'll click the Accept Contract button, which will bring up a screen. You'll type your name, re-enter the date and time of the event, and then sign directly on the screen. Click Save and then Submit, and that digital signature is contract acceptance, and you're ready to go to take the event. There are some guidelines, however, and emergencies do happen. We need to understand what's happening, and we need to have this information documented by Monday noon following the event. So for example, if your car gets towed and you can't get there, or if you end up having to see the doctor over the weekend, we do need documentation of all of those pieces to your contract assigner by Monday at noon. In case of an emergency, you need to contact your assigning manager immediately to report any problems you have during this assignment. And that can be anything. If anything happens at the event, make sure that you're contacting your contract assigner right away. If you can't reach the manager, then you'll contact Shannon at the number listed below. Make sure that you have Shannon's number programmed into your phone just in case you can't reach your contract manager at any time. If you need a sub, and you are required to find the sub who also contracts with Brand Builders. You have to notify the assigning manager who can help you, perhaps point you in the direction of some people that might be able to assist. But otherwise, you accepted the contract and are responsible to execute the contract, and you're required to do so. If you do not complete the contract assignment, this may result in a forfeiture of wages per your independent contractor agreement. So if you do need to find that sub, it's best to jump on that early so that you have the event covered. There is an email and cell phone list of Brand Builders contractors, and this is intellectual property, so this is not to be shared or used for any solicitations for any endeavors outside of the scope of Brand Builders business activities. So please keep the other identities of your fellow contractors to yourselves and do not use them to contract and try to get people to purchase Avon or other items. This is for our purposes only. Now, per our clients, there are some very strict guidelines regarding alcohol consumption. During events, alcoholic beverages cannot be consumed in any fashion by Brand Builders contractors. Arriving to a contract assignment under the influence of or impaired by alcohol or illegal drugs jeopardizes our business relationship between Brand Builders and our clients and will not be tolerated. So, let's talk about getting to know your brands. We have a shared network drive that you'll have access to where you can pull all the information you need about the brands that you're going to be representing. They're broken down by type, and then inside of those types are the various brand names that you can then do your research on. We have brand facts and serving suggestions for everything so that you can be a true ambassador for that brand and know as much as you can to help prospective clients with great purchasing decisions at these events. You're also welcome to research independently, but we've got everything in one place for you right there. The URL to this is quickconnect.to/bmp-org. There's also going to be a link to that in your welcome email. That's something you should bookmark and make sure is available in your web browser. In terms of time for an event, we require that you show up at least 15 minutes prior to the start of the event. Being late is unacceptable. If you are late to an event, you need to contact your manager and the venue in advance. If you're late and no call is made, your pay may be docked a minimum of 1/2 hour. Also, departure times are very specific. The event is contracted to run a specific amount of time. That means that you need to work the entire time. Do not leave early. Early departures without express approval from Brand Builders management is a breach of contract per your contractor regulations. Again, communication is critical. Contractors cannot cancel, reschedule, or change or add products for any assignment without approval for brand builders management. Once you're scheduled, your attendance is expected. Show up, do the work unless specifically instructed by brand builders management. Let's talk about appearance. Personal appearance is of critical importance. Piercings and tattoos may limit the numbers of future contracts offered to you, and dramatic alterations in your appearance should be reported to brand builders and documented with a new photo. Look your best at all times. In terms of a respectful work environment, we take this very seriously. No one is obliged to tolerate any unwanted activity, whether touching or other indignities, at any of our promotions. We encourage you to interrupt any unwelcome advances with a clear declination. Inform the on-site management if the behavior continues. If the activity persists, contact your assigning manager immediately. We take this very seriously and take your safety very seriously, so please make sure that you look out for yourself in a respectful work environment. Be professional. Our clients consider attendance of family, friends, and love interests wholly unprofessional. This is your contract and your work, not boyfriend, husband, or family. So your attention at these events needs to be on our customers. Professional behavior consistent with the business environment is required for all contractors. Cursing, swearing, arguing, or complaining while in an account is inconsistent with the images our clients wish to present. Remember that you are representing the client as well as brand builders at these events, so please put on your best professional face. To that end, there is no smoking, eating, chewing gum, or sitting at events. The number one complaint of our contractors is contractors being on their phones. Our clients do not like this and is only used, the cell phone should only be used to contact brand builders personnel only. Point of sale, and you'll see this in our industry as POS. Client-provided point of sale can be obtained from the storage unit and cannot be given to any person under the age of 21. You're responsible for securing your promotional materials, including uniforms. Failure to secure your materials is a breach of contract. Failure to return materials, including tables, tablecloths, fruit crushers, anything else that's given to you to utilize for the event, failure to return those will delay payment of your contract assignment. Point of sale is vital for a good event, and make sure that you have exactly what you need to carry out your event execution. Confirmation calls are vital. The ideal time to call an account is when they're not busy. Typically that's before 11:30 or from 2 to 4 p.m. around the lunch rush. You must speak with the manager and get his or her name and input this data into the event details on the app. When it's time for the event, bring your supplies. Appropriate point of sale, including sample cups, an ice bucket, and your mission statement are important. Make sure you have your photo ID. In Maryland, you'll need your solicitor's permit. Virginia contractors need their brand builder's tasting permit. And in Delaware, you'll need your server training card. Make sure that your device that takes great photos is charged and ready to go, and that you have credit card information should you need to execute a spend at the event. You're going to make sure that you have to have your phone with you so that you can capture a signature, data points, and upload all your photos and receipts into the app. We have very specific spend parameters for each of our events. These parameters cannot be exceeded without brand builder's approval. It's illegal to exceed certain spend parameters. Exceeding a spend is a breach of contract, and contractors are responsible for all company funds spent that exceed the established limit, including unauthorized products. Brand Builders uses a variety of credit cards to minimize the incidence of fraud. Credit card info will be provided the day of the contract assignment by the assigning manager via text message. Delete all credit card text messages after your event. Once you've executed your event, you're responsible for deliverables to Brand Builders. All deliverables are due Monday following the contract assignment by noon. It's typically best just to do this at the event and do it right away. Complete submissions via uploading into the app include Key data points, including bottles in stock, how many you sold, what the regular price, the feature price, how many people you sampled, what the attendance was, and how you rated the event. Make sure you have a great photograph of the receipt that's clear and itemized with nothing in the background, a minimum of 5 photographs of the event, your comments and notes on the event, what you thought of the event itself. Make sure that the manager of the venue signs the event on your app, and it may be the case that an additional recap form may be needed for further submission. That information will come directly from your assigning manager. If the event was canceled, data must be uploaded even if canceled upon arrival. If you want to get paid, we have to have the deliverables. The manager's signature and contractor comments still needed to be added to the app even if the event is canceled. So make sure you put that information in. Expense reports are expected. Clients reimburse certain expenses like mixers, crackers, that sort of thing. Mostly this is done in Virginia and has to be over $10. The Maryland spend can include mixers purchased at an account. Parking is your responsibility as an independent contractor. That is not something that is part of Brand Builder's expense parameters. Such expenses are compiled throughout the entire calendar month, so keep a running track of what you're doing. And we have a Brand Builder's expense report that's available for you in the share drive to download, fill out, and return. They must be submitted no later than the 3rd of the following month to your assigning manager, and they must include all corresponding receipts in a PDF format. So let's talk about compensation. Here, this table will explain how we set up compensation for our contractors. When you begin with us, you're at the bronze contract assignment status, and that pay rate is $15 an hour, and there will be a bonus available when all deliverables are submitted completely in their entirety and on time by the Monday noon deadline. When you've completed a year with us, you're eligible for silver at $20 an hour. When you are with us a year, you have to be a year at silver with no breach contracts to get to $25 an hour, and then you can reach up to platinum, which is a year after gold with no breach contracts, and that's $30 an hour. All meetings are booked at $10 an hour, and any person that you refer to us is a $100 bonus per contractor that comes through. They have to complete 6 months with a minimum of 2 events a month to receive the referral bonus. Brand Builders incentivizes its contractors to refer great people who embody our commitment to excellence. Some of our contractors who are the best were referred by friends who then earned the $100 referral. To make sure that you get the bonus, the following parameters apply. Make sure that the referred contractor completes 6 months at silver. Both contractors have to be in good standing, so no breaches of contract. They have to have all their information submitted timely and no call-outs. And both contractors must be actively accepting work throughout the 6 months and work a minimum of 2 events per month. In order to progress to any level beyond silver, all contractors have to arrive to events on time, submit their deliverables by the Monday deadline without fail, have decent availability and work regularly, have great feedback, attend meetings, and strictly adhere to all industry standards and local laws. Truly exceptional contractors are invited to participate in gold and are able to earn $25 and $30 an hour. Note that this is an invitation and is only offered to team players with great bottle sales who have proven to be responsible. Anyone is eligible to do this, but obviously your work will speak for itself. When you do get to gold, an exclusivity agreement must be agreed upon to earn that status or higher. Performance-based pay works both ways. If a contractor displays poor judgment and/or performance, the bronze level may be reinstated and the clock for achieving higher pay levels is reinstated. The direct deposit schedule is located on a password-protected share drive. Pay stubs are emailed by close of business on the pay date. Do not email questions about your deposit until you've gone through your stub and all of the events that you've worked thoroughly. Contractors have to report any potential discrepancy within 30 days of the deposit date. So we thank you for watching this introduction webinar to Brand Builders, and we're glad you're a part of the team and look forward to working with you soon. Thanks again for being with Brand Builders.